Dear Cirrus Aircraft, it's no secret I'm a big fan of what you do. You really do make some brilliant aircraft. The SR20, the first Cirrus aircraft I flew, is a really capable aircraft and a great introduction to the fleet. Your SR50 Vision Jet changed the game when it came to personal jet transportation, and it's crazy fun to fly. And my favourite, of course, the SR22. Honestly, in my opinion, it's the ultimate general aviation aircraft. But, talking of the SR22, I have a couple of suggestions. So come on Cirrus, you must be working on a new model of the SR22. I mean the G6 model, the one we've got now, that came out back in January 2017. So you've got to be working on the G7. Put a post up on Instagram of what people thought of some of these suggestions, and the response was quite overwhelming, to be honest. But yeah, we've all seen that Simpsons episode, and I know it's not sometimes the best idea to let your customers decide how to design a product for you.
Presenting the car designed for the average man.
What have I done?
So here's my short list of requests of what I'd really like to see in the brand new G7. So firstly the engine. Now I love the 310 horsepower Continental engine we currently have in the SR22. It's powerful, it's efficient, and it makes the SR22 fast, but it uses technology that was developed like in the 1800s. Now I know electric power is a fair way off when it comes to a general aviation aircraft like the SR22, but what about Jet A1 in the meantime? Something that's a lot more efficient than burning avgas, something that starts first time on hot or cold days, something like the Continental CD300 that they've just put in the Diamond DA50. Avgas is also getting a bit harder to find at some airports nowadays, so for us general aviation pilots that like to travel further afield than our metropolitan city airports, it would give us more options. A more modern engine that burns Jet A1 would give us better range, better reliability, no detonation issues, and easier starts on hot and cold days. But best of all, that would give us FADEC, which as we all know stands for Farewell All Dumb Engine Controls. One lever to rule them all. Basically push the lever forward, go faster. Pull the lever back, go slower. No more having to worry about manually leaning the engine. Morning. We're all using touchscreen devices now, iPads, phones. We're so used to the tap, swipe, zoom functionality that you get with a touchscreen. Yet inside the cockpit of the SR22s, we still have all of those buttons and knobs and dials. So can we get rid of all those buttons and just have simple touch screens that you can tap and press and zoom and swipe, just like we already do on the Garmin GTN 650s, the 750s, the G500 TXIs. Now I'm just going to predict what some of your customers will say, which is that touchscreens are bad when it comes to turbulence, but I've been using the GTN 650s for 2 years now, and I've never had a problem. I actually find the inputs when you're typing on the screen or pointing at the thing that you want to actually activate way simpler than trying to navigate with knobs and dials and buttons and joysticks. So please, can we get rid of all of those buttons and knobs and switches and everything in the cockpit and just use touch screens? There'll be less clutter, less mechanical things to go wrong. You just point, tap, swipe and go. I do appreciate the wingtip lights, the app connectivity, you know, all the cool updates that you did bring with the G6, but I think it's about time that we saw some bigger inputs. So if you could make the new Cirrus SR22 G7 with a more modern power plant, more sophisticated touchscreen avionics in the cockpit, something that could maybe do 1,500 nautical miles range or even more. Honestly, you'd have the ultimate general aviation aircraft. Nothing else would come close. People would absolutely love it. And to be honest, if I had the chance, I'd put my name down for model 0001. Thank you for taking the time to read this email. I really hope you can take on board these suggestions, and I look forward to receiving your response. Steph.